to come with a quick conversation about something that's trending. You guys may already know if you've been on Twitter and if you've been on Facebook, and it's starting to trend on Instagram. So today, a grand jury made a decision to indict only one of 3 officers in the Breonna Taylor case. But guess what? The indictment has nothing to do with the murder of Breonna Taylor. So we was flipping through news channels. Remember I said change the news station because I thought maybe I misunderstood or I was confused about what they were actually saying. So the Attorney General comes out and he speaks and he gives the little speech he has to give. He's going through how they came to the decision, but he's rambling, doing a lot of rambling. And so I'm like, okay, I really think that I didn't hear what they said correctly. So let's turn to like a black news station to hear what they say. And even though the press conference is going to be the same, but you know, the way that the information is relayed to us, the viewers, is totally different. So we go to the next channel, trying to get the TV on BET, and CNN, he puts it on CNN, so we see it and we watch it, and they're putting the subtitles up. Is it subtitles, right? Subtitles up, and it comes across the screen that no one is charged. And it's like literally no one is being held accountable for what happened. So I'm looking at Avery, I'm like, are you serious? Okay, wanton endangerment. Okay. None of us may have never heard of that. I'm in criminal justice. I've heard of it before, but I didn't remember. I had to Google it. So when I Google it, it's basically someone who is knowingly, like they know what they did and they put other people's lives in danger intentionally. So the governor said, the Attorney General said that this crime that, do you remember which officer it was?
No.
The crime that he's facing, the indictment is for that. He can face up to 5 years in prison or face up to a $10,000 fine. So y'all, little do y'all know that this is like a felony. But it is so equal to shoplifting. It's equal to shoplifting, eavesdropping, checking somebody's mail. Like, we on Twitter and we seeing everybody talking about this stuff and we like, are you serious? So we're trying to see where the accountability is, because I keep saying, you know, I thought I said governor again, but the Attorney General is basically reading off everything and trying to get, in his words, everybody to realize that the law has a hard time governing a case when there's tragedy. Okay, we're not asking you to talk about like tragedy. We want you to talk about the facts, and we want you to keep the people in mind. And they definitely wasn't doing none of that shit, because a few things came out today in the way that he was speaking and what he was saying that people didn't know. So one of the reporters in the crowd had asked, well, you said today that there were 6 shots that went into Breonna, but her death certificate says 5. So he stumbles, rambles, trying to get his thoughts together, and he answers the question as such. Well, in the investigation, we found that a bullet, he retracted that. He was like, he don't want to say bullet. He felt like that was too much. So he said that there was something lodged in her foot that they hadn't accounted for. So he then went on to say that a projectile was in her foot that they hadn't accounted for. So there's that. They're going off one witness who said that they heard a knock. One witness. Another reporter says, based on all of the people who you interview as witnesses, there's only one person, and how is that enough evidence? So I always try to understand in the light of what's fair, because justice is supposed to be fair. The legal system is supposed to be fair, but we know how it works out for people of color here in America. And we always get the short end of the stick or no stick at all. And in this case, we saw that those walls, because the officer who's being indicted, the way that he shot, and as many times as he shot, the bullets went through the wall, and there was a pregnant woman, a child, and a man in that apartment next door. So they basically had to run out. So he's being charged with recklessness of that. How the fuck you miss a whole murder and somebody getting shot in their sleep, And another question was, how come they didn't kill her ex-boyfriend?
How come they didn't even hit the ex-boyfriend?
Like, he didn't get shot at all. So the Attorney General said, oh, well, you know what? That is what the investigation was for, because no. We understand y'all have to do an investigation, but the fact that this man wasn't hit one time.
But y'all fired all them shots.
Yeah, y'all fired all of these shots at this innocent young lady, and y'all not holding nobody accountable. Nobody. Getting fired or termination does not translate to accountability. That's a consequence of your actions, or maybe that's what has to be done in an ongoing investigation that involves law enforcement, that they can't be at work but they still get paid. I really don't understand how that translates into accountability, and we're just asking for accountability as the people. Her family is asking for the same thing. I know that they are distraught knowing that, okay, well, here y'all are pitching to us that y'all want to give us this money because America thinks that, you know, wounds can be healed, problems can be solved with just simply money. That's not the case, because at this rate, there will be another Breonna Taylor. There will be another Ahmaud Arbery. There will be another Trayvon Martin. There will be another Eric Gardner. There will be another George Floyd. Like, there will be another Philando Castile. There will be so many more, because nobody is being held accountable. And he said, the Attorney General went on to say, well, you know, different states have different jurisdictions. They have different laws. Yeah, we get all of that. But he was trying to do like a compliment sandwich type of thing, because he kept saying that we have to make sure we remember that a life was lost. We have to make sure we understand what her parents are going through. Okay, let's get to the nitty gritty. And he don't want to share anything about the grand jury. He don't want to share the demographics. He feel like that would intertwine and kind of mislead or misguide people in the course of the trial or proceedings that will take place for this indictment. So I always am super emotional and super attached to the killing of any black person. And especially when they are unarmed, they are innocent, and they have not committed any crime. I always have to just gather myself, because I know that, you know, that could have been me. That could have been my sister. That could have been my husband. Because we black, so we all attached to it in that way. And to know that we cannot even look for the justice system that is supposed to be there for us to protect, serve, it just pisses me off, because I know that it is not for us. It has to be dismantled. They are trying to stream on the foundations of this Edgar J. Hoover mentality so bad that it is just, it's intertwined in everything that America stands for. So we will never truly get justice. First, we need to go out and vote. That is very important. So don't ever feel like that's not anything you need to do. If you have the right to do that, you should definitely be informed about who is running in your area and overall for the country, and go out and vote. Don't talk shit if you don't go vote. Your vote really matters. For some reason, people tend to think it doesn't. You think people was fucking getting dog sick on them and getting locked up and doing all this shit because the vote wasn't gonna matter? No. It definitely matters. It's so important that you go out and teach your kids the same thing. Don't fuck up your right to vote. That's one. Two, if you can vote, go vote. Three, if you know other people who feel like they don't want to go, persuade them to vote. You don't have to persuade them to vote for the same person you're voting for, but just encourage them to utilize that right, because everybody's not afforded that right. I kind of said a lot. I don't know if Avery have anything he want to share about the case and how he's feeling about it, but I am very unhappy with how they're dealing with it. This happened in March, and here we are now in September, and they claim we've been waiting this long because the investigation was ongoing and it was so sensitive and it was in the public eye. All you can do is your job, and if you can't do your job, you're no good to the people. So that's just my little bit, y'all. That's it.
I just feel like it's like you said, it's gonna be another Breonna Taylor. It's always us suffering and asked to you know, forgive and understand, but how do you continue to forgive and understand? How long can you be beaten down? How long can you be shot? How long can you be justifiably killed? it just don't make sense to me. It never will until we're treated as equal. And for somebody to feel like our claims to being treated equal is so outrageous, that just lets you know what the state of the country is. For equality to be an outrageous claim, not to be treated superior or treated greater than. I got daughters, I got sons, and the thought of anything happening to them is just like, it's frightening to think that you could just be in your home and somebody could say, you know what, well, wrong place, wrong time, and you lost your life because somebody else was doing something that they felt was right, or that they had in their heart for somebody else. The bullets probably weren't meant for her, but the fact that she received them and nobody is being held accountable, it's just crazy to me.
It's traumatizing. I feel like it's traumatizing to black people as a people in general. And we are merely asking to be treated as humans first and foremost, because being equal is the second step. Can we be treated like humans first? Because all humans aren't treated the same, but we want to be treated as humans. That's the foundation of everything. And then I feel like that next step goes on to, okay, let's talk about equality. Let's talk about the civil shit that we are not afforded, as we should be. Fucking America is thriving off the backs and the blood of black people. I wanted to make sure I said that clearly. And I think that it's just, every time we deal with a case and a life is lost, it is PTSD in a euphoric sense, because like I said, we are attached as people. So when we lose somebody in this manner and nobody's being held accountable, and we see the hurt that comes from the community, and that is shown in different ways. Everybody may not agree with them, but that community has a right to express their emotions in a manner that they feel that this is releasing to me. So my prayers go out to Breonna's family, to her friends. I always keep everybody lifted who has lost someone to senseless gun violence and police brutality. Why are we having this conversation still? And it's been so many years removed from our ancestors having the first initial conversations. So much work has to be done, y'all, but I just wanted to check in and see how everybody was doing, see how y'all felt, and for you to know that this is always a safe space for you to come and conversate with us. You know, even if you don't agree with how we feel, we can have healthy conversations. This may not be the place for you if you don't like how we feel, but to all my black people, virtual hugs, y'all, virtual hugs. Anything else, Avery, before we end it? All right, y'all, peace and love.